This is the Real Mom Hub. Keep listening for relatable content. Hi.
How are you?
So good. You know what?
Good
I'm
enough that
honestly.
you curled your hair. Yeah.
Okay, no. It's that.
Oh, you
thing
used
that
the
Sadie's-
thing.
Yeah, Sadie's really do. So I have the kitsch version, and it's the thing that you like sleep in. You like wrap your head around it. It's like this long.
You wrap your whole head around it. Yep.
No, your hair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Second time using it, I'm gonna give it a 1 star. I'm gonna give it a 1 star. Do you remember that one time where I
Curled my
put
hair for the
one-
first time.
No, literally, I just put like 1 at the front of your face.
Can we
Do you remember
clarify
this?
how old was I?
I don't know, you're like under
6.
5. You're
Yeah,
maybe like,
okay.
5 or 6.
Yep. And I screamed, and it was really
You
scary.
screamed and you cried so hard. And thank God mom only let me put 1 in because.
Maybe that's. Are you drinking a beer right now?
Mhm.
You don't drink.
Yes. Listen. Since Emily got pregnant, she now drinks beer.
Okay, but before we leave this topic, can you?
Yeah, I was watching that happen. Did you try like a little water on your wispies today?
No. So we just got back.
So why wouldn't you just like, would you like fall asleep on the window or something?
No. I it's just like
You
this
just woke
today.
up like this?
Well, I woke up like this. So what happened was we were at mom and dad's last night, and I took a solo sauna, which I've never done before. That was
Isn't
my
it?
first. Yeah,
How do you feel?
it
How
was actually really great, and I stayed in it way longer than I thought, and I even allowed myself to like have thoughts by myself.
What do you mean? I'm sorry. How do you
Okay, so
prohibit yourself from having thoughts? Usually, it's like I
Oh.
would love to be able to do that with certain thoughts.
Oh,
what is this, like a
because-
suppression game? What?
Yeah, I'm really good at that. And as we've talked about, I optimize, right? So like if I'm thinking throughout the day, it's probably like what's my next step for this day to move forward for me to prepare myself for the next day. Like,
So when you allow yourself to think, like, what does that mean?
well, I
For
don't
you.
really always like it very much, but I'm trying and I'm in therapy. So I was in the sauna and I brought my book in knowing that I don't like having my own thoughts. But then
Okay.
I just said, we're going to hold off on the book for a little bit. Like, try some quiet, try some prayer. I just didn't read my book.
So it's kind of a meditative state.
Yes. And actually, that's a lie. I eventually read my book, but I probably got like a whole 5 minutes in.
It's actually a long time.
It is. Yeah.
So what do you think about in the sauna?
Well, yeah, it's kind of dark, but mostly how to not be a bee to Kevin.
Oh, yeah. No, you guys have had a really busy season.
Yeah, yep. And I've been, because I think optimization and mechanics. So obviously, if he's not optimizing, then it's a big problem.
But he's really funny. So, like, when he's not optimizing, he's usually being really funny. Or
Yeah,
kind
and
to the
I'm
people
not even
around
able
him.
to like take that in right now.
But
so
the rest of us think it's really funny.
yeah, yep. So that's mostly what I was thinking about. But
Can I tell you something about your husband? Yeah, when you ask him to optimize, I'm picturing you packing the car, like getting out the door.
actually,
for
he's a great
anything.
car packer. He does that very
Yeah,
quickly.
because he forgets like 10% of your belongings literally everywhere you go. It's like Kevin was here. Do you remember when we were all at mom and dad's and everyone left and Kyle and I were there for an extra night or two? I think he left 5 pairs of his own
his own
underwear.
clothes. Yeah. So this is funny. We did a prairie burn. So that's part of the reason we made the call to go down is because they were burning the prairie. Kevin had never seen a prairie burn. It was exciting.
Oh,
Whatever.
really?
Yeah. Yep. So we burned the prairie. Kevin got the water pack. It was fun. And then everyone wanted sauna. So Kevin went to turn the sauna on. And that we only had like 40 minutes before dinner. So that's one person sauna, right? By the time you like sauna, shower.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Dad, I think I'm going to sauna. So it was this moment of like Kevin looking at dad, looking at me, dad looking at Kevin. And it was fine. Dad was staying home anyway, so he just had to wait till after dinner for his sauna. He handled it really, really well. Kevin didn't have to sit in dad's swass or any of us.
Swass?
Is this a new term to you?
Sweat ass. It has to be what it is.
Yeah,
sweaty
ass.
Swass?
Are you kidding right
now? That is vile. I would not joke about that. Swass?
Absolutely.
That's foul.
So
wait, I think we have to clarify. So the reason that was cringy, unusual in our family, because dad grew up with nude saunas. So like clothes are frowned upon in the sauna at our parents' house. It's kind of like in a front, like you're very much judged for wearing them. But dad is the one who really
I don't know that seriously. He would sauna with someone in a suit. Like I think he just wouldn't do it.
So that's why like everyone knew them wearing clothes or whatever it was not even gonna be on the tape. Like, so just why even bring it up? Like, do you want to be ridiculed? Great, don't bring it up. You know, like no one was gonna say that.
3 seconds of like looking at like who's
funny.
Okay, so we're talking about postpartum today.
Wait, do you know why we're talking about this?
I was curious, actually. No, why?
Because
I probably shouldn't eat. I'm gonna finish this bite though.
I think you should absolutely eat if you need sustenance.
Okay.
I'll let you know if I can't understand you. So I put in a quince order the other day because it's been my birthday, and I need to order more jeans because my body is not the same that it was. Obviously, 6 months postpartum, but also like I did a round of jeans like probably 3 months postpartum that were tight when I ordered them, and now they're loose, which is really cool.
Hey, that's awesome.
So because I was trying to figure out what brand of like what size I should do, I like threw on some old pre-Kieran pre-pregnancy jeans.
Yeah.
And they buttoned.
Okay.
And they were like I wore them to Ace. I went out in public in them.
Like not only did they button, but they were comfortable.
And they're not the stretchy kind. Like they actually have a real waistband.
Wow.
They're like a lovely, lovely little straight cut moment from Stradivarius.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's giving me some inspo, but now I'm going to be so
feeling myself. So then I was just like, why the hell did I try and put jeans on myself? Oh, because I wanted to have a life outside my home the past 6 months. That's why.
Yeah.
But like it just sucked. And I tried so hard to have cute things. And then I was like, do I need to work out? I can't work out. Like I feel my incisions still. And then it's like, it's been 4 months. Yeah. Okay. Like I should be better. And I think at like month 5, I just stopped having any expectations because I was like, I was just so upset with progress. Nothing was happening.
Yep.
And then it was like a month and a half later, apparently my body's just kind of figuring itself out without me doing much.
Amazing. Okay. I need to just say that Kevin, as we were talking about this topic, he said what you need to tell everybody is that everything pre-pregnancy that is not stretchy, like jeans and stuff, you need to put it away. Don't even have it in your closet, because even number 2, like I would go and I would try old pants on. A month in, 2 months in.
Yes.
And his whole thing was like, no, we need to put that shit like in the basement.
No, Kevin is so smart. And I did that. The only reason these pants were even available to me is they accidentally ended up like in our room.
So maybe we need like a sweep, like a second sweep of. But what pants were you trying on when they didn't fit and it was like the worst?
The size up that I got.
Oh, that you ordered, yeah.
Oof. I ordered, like intentionally ordered a larger size of jeans and they wouldn't even button comfortably.
Yeah.
It was horrific. So anyways, maybe this episode is us creating rules for ourselves.
For next time.
For the next kid. Because like, I don't know. I think this is the season of babies in my life, or the start of it. Like it's the launch. All my friends are having their first little babies, and nobody talks about this 4th trimester. Like your care ends. You don't have people to ask questions about. like your baby, your body. Like it's just, and our bodies just did something insane. Why do we not have care through fourth trimester? Why does nobody know what's happening in fourth trimester?
I think you have plenty of people to ask. The hard thing is it's so different for everybody.
Okay, that's a really good.
I think that's the worst part, because I think for me, it's a body image thing is one of the hardest parts about it. And there's some women that like are fitting into old clothes like a month later.
No, literally.
And so that's just hard. So there's so many people to ask. And then there's like the internet at 2 a.m. trying to answer questions. So yeah, maybe not.
I went to a bachelorette party in Chicago 2 months after Kieran was born. Roughly, yeah, about 2 months. And one of the moms there is so cute. And she had a 4-month-old, I think, and was her normal. She was tiny. Mm-hmm. Tiny with big boobs. But she looked fabulous. But that wasn't happening to me at 4 months.
And number 2, I think my hips are just wider. I don't think my hips like fully stayed wide after Charlie. But now I think they just are. Like my bone structure is different now and is not going back, because I'm working out differently now, like working out some, because I like to work out. It's like that's fun for me. But I'm working out for like 25 minutes and it's like specific postpartum, very light, gentle, but good. So my core is actually way stronger than it's been in years, I think. So I know that I'm doing good things for my core. So it's not necessarily my stomach region that's the issue, but my hips are so much wider that my pants still aren't fitting. And then I like get in this vicious loop. Yeah, I think with every baby it's different too. So like you can't even ask your prior self what's going to be normal.
Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that. I'm not ready to hear that. I can't receive that right now. No, I want to be able to make a roadmap, and then I want it to be available and relevant to me in the future. That's what I don't like hearing from you. I'm talking about number 2.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I'm not there yet for 3, but I think what is relevant is how we prepare our minds, how we think silently in the sauna, how we prepare ourselves to have our own thoughts.
One of those is different. This is easier for one of us. I think you're right. 6 months postpartum right now. You are
almost 9
plus, almost 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's just this ongoing thing for both of us still. How do you feel in your body? How have you felt in your body?
I am just finally starting to feel strong again. And I think that is one of the key factors of happiness for me, is like when my body feels like more invincible.
Yep.
So capable is a good word. Yeah, because I know, like logically, I know that it's so strong the entire time. Like I grew a human. I'm producing milk. Like I know that, but I guess capable in a like day-to-day, not postpartum way. I'm just starting to feel that, which is really good. Part of that might also be though that we're starting to sleep train. So I'm getting a little more sleep. So I don't know like if it's the working out. I don't know if it's the sleep, but yes, I would say nearing 9 months. Like I just started getting motivated to run again, which is a good sign for me, because I do sometimes like to run, but not when my body feels like absolute poopy butthole, which it has for months. In my memory, I was strong and capable and felt good in my body sooner after Charlie, but who knows?
You also, I'm curious what portion of that was bulldozing for you, because you were going for 2-mile jogs so early on with him.
Yeah.
And also clearly having pelvic floor issues, which you now know, but like at the time, I don't think you would have thought about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm thinking about my body much differently. I'm doing gentler exercising that's slow and actually like concentrating on trying to strengthen my core and like diagonal ways, I think, that help with the diastasis recti. I don't know. I do what my app tells me to do. But I'm doing much different exercise now. So yes, it is more of a slow burn, but I think it's going to be more sustainable and better for my body. But I'm also not eating as well now as I was after Charlie, because I just have less time. So hoping to up
Mm-hmm.
that game, but that could be part of it too. Yeah. How are you at 6 months postpartum?
I felt hot in my jeans. So
It was the curls.
that's a win. It was the what?
The curls.
No, man, I had those things clipped up. I hated them. They came down and I was like, I'm never looking. I hate them. But no, I was like, oh my God, I look so cute. You're welcome, Ace.
You're welcome, Ace.
Ace Hardware. That's where I took my baby in my hot jeans.
Oh.
I will say I'm pretty vain. Not like the most vain, but I like nice things and pretty things. And I like to count myself as one of those things. And I
Who married you?
actually, he's a secret diva. So
That's true.
We can talk about that
pretty.
another time. He's a secret diva. Everyone's like, oh, Kyle's just so sweet and Kyle and humble. And I'm like, anyways, no, so that was great. I was really surprised at how fine I was with my body actually.
My bubby.
My bubby. No, considering the blatant vanity that I just admitted to, my biggest issues with betrayal were the first couple weeks, first month after, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's come in month-long increments because then I can look back, like when Kieran is a month, I'm like, okay, why? That's a marker for me. And I'm like, why are we still here? In the beginning, it was honestly more, I think, related to the cesarean. I think I just had so many feelings of betrayal towards my body in terms of how the delivery happened that I don't think I could even contemplate the images. Like I will say, so other markers socially, like where I wanted to be glamorous and feel great about my really trendy clothes, as I had a bachelorette party in Chicago. Tried to buy a few things for that like didn't end up fitting, which was sad. But honestly, I was fine. I think I was prepared to not love where I was at, but was just so proud of myself for getting there that I felt fine about the way I showed up. And then that bachelorette party, there was a wedding 2 months later that I was in, and I knew that like literally, like I was in the wedding and I loved this friend and it was just the most amazing wedding. And had I not been pregnant, I for sure would have been working out way harder for like 6 months ahead of time.
To feel great
at
this wedding.
Watching what I ate. I would have been like so stoked to show up in peak performance. And so I was really curious if I would be upset to see the pictures. And I love them. Like I just got chubby when I got pregnant. And I'm flabby and there's like pudge everywhere, and puffy everywhere. And I am, again, just like, holy shit, you got your family to Hawaii and you were there. And I just have such good memories of that day. Anyways, I guess I'm giving myself verbal kudos right now. So
I have a question.
I'm going to get off my own fan club. Yes, your question?
Okay, also Charlie's been saying that lately, which is probably why I just said that. It's so funny. He'll be like, Mom, I have a question.
I love him.
Can I go outside?
Get out of here. Do you ever say no to him when he's like, Mom, I have a question?
I just really try to do like a,
it's so cute.
Yes, after dinner, or like I always try to make it a yes answer, but it may be like yes in a week. Okay, here's my question.
Yeah.
You mentioned betrayal of your body, and I don't think that directly postpartum you had those thoughts. You were very much like, oh, what happened, and like, which makes sense. But when was that switch to feeling betrayal towards your body?
I think I always felt that. I think when I said it was fine, I didn't feel like unpacking it. And I still don't. Because like looking back, I'm just like, yeah, I had a really healthy pregnancy. And then I had a surprise preeclampsia and then everything went down. Like my body behaved so normally and well during pregnancy. There's a moment, I think it was 2 weeks postpartum. Like it was the first shower I was able to take by myself. or something, like maybe it wasn't 2. I don't know. It was the first shower I was able to take by myself, because the first one in the hospital, literally our mom bathed me.
Yeah.
She's a trooper.
Yeah.
And I just stood in the shower and cried, because
The shower tears are so real.
they're so real. Just because, like, I felt so weak.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt so, yeah, I'm curious to see how I would feel with a vaginal delivery.
Yeah,
And I lost a lot of blood. I think in hindsight, like, that was huge, because I hemorrhaged during the cesarean. So I think that was, I think I didn't anticipate that would affect my body for so long in terms of healing and the weakness.
Yeah, that's the really hard part with having so many examples of women that just like get up and do stuff right away, because maybe it did feel fine to them. I can't imagine it feeling fine. I just
Okay,
like
I need to just give you a dose of reality.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready.
You are that woman. Like,
Okay,
I
so
don't know what's going through your head or body or not, but I do remember coming home. When did we all descend in your home, like, for Charlie?
It was
2 days
the day
after
we came home, wasn't it? So yeah, 2 days after.
Or 1 day after, because you only had one night at the hospital.
No, I think we had 2 that time.
You had 2 with Charlie? Okay.
Yeah.
Literally, you stated with, like, in a tone people could not argue with, I just need to go for a walk. And you, like, walked around your neighborhood.
Yeah. Okay, I walked a block. I feel like I need to clarify that. I walked a block very slowly. I wobbled a block.
Which is fine. Like, it's not a, like, your body was totally ready.
I guess I think about mostly like going back to work super early, or like I stood up in a wedding 3 weeks after, which I wanted to do. It was very important to me to be there. But there were so many people that were just like, "Oh, it'll be fine. You'll be fine by then." And it felt like a lot of them were older moms, like boomer generation moms, where that just is expected. And so that was really hard, because I had those people, and then I had my friends who've never had babies. Like the only people that were like, this is ridiculous, was like mom. My friend that whose wedding it was would never have asked me to do that. Like, it was totally my own choosing. Like, that wasn't the judgment at all. It was just this feeling of like, I'm choosing to do this, but so many people, the reaction was just so different. And some people go to work so early. So yeah, I definitely wanted to be physically active pretty early, like earlier than I should have. But having people count on you to be somewhere and like hold it together, I think more emotionally. That's what gets me. I'm like, I can't comprehend that. And I don't know if I am different, or if people just really ignore feeling wrecked and just powering through. And I'm the queen of powering through.
You are.
And I am like, I can't.
No, and that's a failing on America, but like, policy aside, that's a failing on our culture. Like, we all choose how we show up, what kind of expectations we have.
Yeah.
And just to speak to your perspective on the emotional piece, like, hormones afterwards, it's interesting. I have a few sweet friends who, one of them several months after was like, so did you get any of the SADs? Which is just such a cute way of phrase. I've never heard that before. Did you get the SADs? Which I didn't. I didn't have sadness, but I would say the first 2 months postpartum, I felt like a wild animal hormonally. Feral. We were feral. We were absolutely feral. Like, crazy intrusive thoughts. The connection between mind and body was severed. Just absolutely not relating to each other. You talked about struggling with men right after giving birth.
Yep.
There were a few men where I was like,
get out.
Say that shit to me one more time.
And it could be it could be perfectly
idea.
lovely.
Yeah, like a beautiful intention.
Yep.
just the more clueless the man in terms of like not reading social cues or far removed from women or pregnancy, or like I I did not have time,
Yeah.
and I would have had enough. I would have, yeah, I had so many. Kyle and I had to go through multiple negotiations where like once I figured, it took me a couple weeks to be like, wow, like I can't connect logic to what I'm feeling. But what I'm feeling right now is I don't know if it's wrong. I think it's nature with my baby.
Yeah. And when do you
And I'm
trust
going,
that? Yeah.
I'm fine. I was like, I'm fine trusting this. This is the space I'm in. If this is inappropriate to you, that's fine, but you're going to have to handle it. And you're going to have to clearly tell me what's inappropriate, because I'm a different animal right now. Like, I'm not your wife. So that's not
Yes.
true.
I mean,
But
I think mine lasted for, I would say, yeah, a couple months, because I think with this latest postpartum, we were on that family vacation 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks after. And I felt so alone, except for a couple people. There were a lot of people there. So, like, just unseen, because people were so far removed from that feral primal state. And
or
I,
couldn't recognize it
yeah,
or interact with it.
but
Like,
I
how
was
many?
scared to voice it. Like, I'm scared to voice it to those people, because it's like, if you're not seeing this, I'm not in a state where I feel like I can explain this to you.
No, same.
And that's the worst part, is like, it's almost like when you're this is so dramatic, but like when you're dreaming and you like can't move or something. That's kind of how I feel
Yes.
with my words sometimes postpartum, because I can feel something and I cannot verbalize.
I know, like, I have a big mouth anyways, and I have no problem usually asserting my needs or talking about things. So I was so firmly lacking in grace in terms of my delivery. I had no capacity to. So I would remove myself or ask Kyle to remove the human. I'm not kidding. And if I
Oh my God,
removed
that's funny.
myself, usually he'd come into the room and I'd be like, yeah, that human's actually not welcome for a while. So
So funny. But yeah, I mean, that is good. I need to be better about that, because I won't even acknowledge sometimes like that the anxiety I'm feeling is because of that person. Like, I always try to go grace first to a fault, where it'll be afterwards and I'll have this giant meltdown like, that was too much, and Kevin would be like, but you seemed so fine, because I do. I mean, he can't even tell when I'm drunk. No one can tell when I'm drunk. Like, I'm so stoic. So I would afterwards just like have this huge reaction, because in the moment I couldn't say like, that person is affecting my well-being right now. Because in my head I just want community and a village, and I just want, and I stand by, I loved having you guys all there. I couldn't have like other men staying at my house. That's hard for me, no matter who
can
they
I
are.
tell you? So I loved being there right after both of your children. And I
Mhm.
was so impressed with you and Kevin for just welcoming everyone into the delivery room with Nora. And I walked away from that just being so grateful, so impressed with you
And I'm
guys.
never doing that.
Yes. Yes. I was like, we are different people. Callie loves being around people all the time. I love
Yep.
alone time, really big
Yep.
fan of boundaries. Uh, and then when shit hit the fan in the hospital and you all just like descended into my house,
Yeah.
I loved that.
Did
Like,
you? I'm glad.
knowing that people were sleeping in our house and like in our space and having community with each other, people that I loved, made me so happy. And then you're sitting in the hospital bored, drugged up,
Oh.
unwell, and then having you guys come visit as safe entertainment was so crucial. Anyways, really thought I wasn't going to love a village, and it was so great. I'm going to
That's
embrace,
funny.
well, because I didn't realize how cool it would be to have people celebrate Kieran and
Yeah.
celebrate what we had just been through.
And I don't think in those first few days, it's not been hard enough for long enough for you to be exhausted. Like, well, yours was different, but you're exhausted on a physical level. But I don't think you've
Yep.
had time to let the rest of it sink in. So I feel like the
No.
first like 5 days, even for me, are just like, okay,
Golden.
like this is great.
Golden.
Yeah. And then, yeah, once you have a little time to think, which I hate doing, then it's when it gets harder.
Yeah.
Okay, we went deep early. Can we talk about food? Okay, a margarita. Oh my God. Oh, a margarita. And beer. Like, beer is
When?
great.
Like,
Oh, mom and
like,
dad brought me one. No, I think dad brought one to the hospital this time, which is illegal, and he brought it from the good Mexican place. Oh,
how did he get it out of there? Oh, we live in
literally.
Wisconsin. What am I saying?
Oh, well, yeah, you can get carry out. They just have like a little sticker where like you shouldn't have the seal broken on your margarita till you get home.
Are you joking?
Yeah, and he brought it in the hospital in a brown paper
I
bag.
Yes,
Like
Mark.
cup brown paper bag.
Incredible.
But also like, the nurses might have known and they're probably just like, yes, get that girl a margarita. I wish I could bring you one. I mean, I feel like that's sort of the vibe.
Well, didn't they just
Maternity,
used to
labor and
give
delivery
you a
nurses?
nice dinner that often came with champagne?
Yeah, yes, but now it's definitely non-alcoholic champagne and not
Ew.
good dinner. Actually, they even stopped doing the dinner for my second. Yeah, so margarita. Like I don't even want food. It's liquid and like citrus. And I think I had this much and then I was too woozy to keep drinking because I hadn't had alcohol, but it was
I was in the hospital, what, 6 days?
so many.
I actually loved the hospital food for that time. Like, I hated it, but I was kind of okay with it. Like, you know those like
Wait,
breakfast
you're a
sandwiches?
foodie.
No, I know. I think it was the extreme comfort food. Like, I think emotionally the food helped me be like,
This is
oh
just
my
where
God,
I am.
where am I? This is where we are. Give me that cheese that's like 2 degrees removed from plastic. Like, yes, man. Yes, queen. I just want it. Like, give me the, and I couldn't do the mashed potatoes. I tried really hard. I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember what I even ate. Like, for some reason, the sugar, like they'd bring me yogurt and I'd be like, this is not food. I can't eat. You give this to people you're trying to cure, or are you trying to kill them? Like, give them. Oh my God. But the breakfast sandwiches, I was really on board with.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't remember what else. And they were disgusting. Like, current Emily would never. I could not.
I definitely take advantage of pudding because I never
See,
buy
I wasn't
pudding.
about the sugar. Yeah, that's fair.
Like a snack pack. Oh,
I don't even know if I got that.
so good. Because the food. Oh yeah, maybe your hospital had better food. Also,
Oh no, it was so bad.
oh.
So bad. What else? Oh, I just wanted sushi. All I wanted my whole pregnancy, I just wanted sashimi. Like, I didn't even want to roll. I just wanted
wanted the
just
raw.
wanted tuna. That's all I wanted.
That's
and
funny.
I think I would have convinced Kyle to give it to me. He didn't want me to have it. And I was like, okay, that's fair. It's raw. I think I could have convinced him to let me have it by my third trimester, if we weren't like in the Midwest.
In Wisconsin, yeah.
And then I was like,
this is sketch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you get it?
I was in the hospital. So we got it, honestly, like, when we were in Chicago, 2 months later, I was like, oh hell yes. This is we're doing it. And I ordered one from the neighborhood we were staying in while I was like getting the Airbnb ready, and it was really disappointing. So that was sad.
I was just going to ask that because I feel like my cravings, like I would actually have it then, and it just didn't always hit.
Oh, really? Like, did your margarita hit?
It did, but again, I could only have I think I had 4 or 5 sips, and then I had to be done because it was too much for me. And
yeah, I tried having a beer in the hospital, and 4 or 5 sips of a beer, it was like,
yeah. Mom made her homemade mac and cheese.
Ooh.
And that breastfeeding, postpartum, yeah, that did not disappoint.
Listen, I have made homemade mac and cheese.
And it's not as good.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
a good cook.
Yep. Nope.
Like it has to be mom's.
Yep. Correct. Or
She brought
grandmas.
some,
Moms or grandmas.
or grandma's. Yeah, she brought some the last time she was here. Why? She like
Because
has.
she
made
hardly
some-
ever makes it. That's funny.
Well, I think she made it for like a church thing and then
Oh,
had some
yeah.
left over.
Yep.
And like, I even ate that cold.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good
So
cold.
good.
It's so I don't know what she does. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, Kevin reminded me with this last one, ice cream.
After you had the babe.
And during it. Charlie, I was all
Oh.
about like broccoli. Nora, it was ice
It-
cream.
Which trimester for like during pregnancy or fourth?
All.
Broccoli the whole. Wow.
Yeah. Yep. I think in general, I think we should maybe come up with a little recipe stockpile or something for warm, nourishing food.
Yeah.
And like not low fat. I don't mean unhealthy.
No.
Like I
No,
don't mean
but,
like
like-
cream of chicken, but I do mean like kind of heavy, wintry, like nourishment, like root vegetable, meat.
We need healthy fats right now. Like you and I
Yeah.
still do. I
Yeah.
think just to replenish our bodies, our brains.
Yeah.
What is it? We lose the little babies siphon off 5% of our brains or something
Oh, I don't remember.
while they're growing.
Yeah. I think that is something because even like when I'm trying to cook for a friend that just had a baby
Yeah.
and like thinking about foods that I can bring that are warming but will travel well, like we need to create that because the world needs that.
Postpartum cookbook, little
Yeah.
ebook.
I felt so much pressure to meal prep. And I didn't. I just didn't. Like I didn't have time
For
to flip
Nora or for
meal
Charlie?
prep for Nora. I didn't really know enough to do it with Charlie. I was just trying to wrap my head around the fact that I was pregnant. So
Mhm.
that took the whole pregnancy. But with Nora, like I wanted to do that. So I would have it in the freezer. And I just didn't have it in me. I was so effing tired. Like there was just no way it was going to happen. But that would be such a great gift from other people is just freezer meals.
I'm so curious to see how my life changes with a toddler that I don't have yet because I just have a 6-month-old.
Yeah. That's crazy that you have a 6-month-old.
I know. He's the best.
He's so cute.
I just really like my cooking and I really like good food. And I really
Yeah.
like Kyle's cooking. And I'm just like,
Well, and you guys like to cook so much. Like, I don't know if that'll be the same thing for you. I like cooking. I don't love it.
well, yeah. So I don't know if I would love a freezer full of. It was also
like rice
part
and
of
chicken
my.
casserole.
Yeah. Maybe I would. I don't know. It was also part of my. It was one of the things I actually could do a month out. Kyle cooked most of the time, and that was just so nice because I love fresh things too. So
Yeah.
like a lot of fresh flavors, like veg, herbs.
Shout out to those bagged salads with like herbs, in them.
Oh,
I feel like that's just what we lived on.
yeah, yeah. No, I don't know, but I will say it was heartening because I had a beige diet when I was pregnant. It was really.
You have never
just
had a
ate
beige diet. That's not your go-to.
trash.
Remember?
No,
Can
I
we just
love
throw
the
back
rainbow.
to when the midwife was like, "So, if you can't eat broccoli, could you at least boil it with your noodles and then maybe?"
No, she said it in an empowering way, like, "Hey, you could, and you still get the nutrients if you put the veg with the noodles."
So funny.
You turned it judgy in your head. She was really understanding.
So funny.
I know, but no, like I would say after the hospital food, I was pretty firmly on the lean protein, all the veg.
And is that what you craved?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the first things I craved, I had Kyle make. I like came up with it in my head and then he executed it and it tasted so good. It was amazing. Just like simple salmon fillet with charred broccoli and we have this like the fried chili in oil, like that Asian, I can't remember what it's called. That on noodles with like lemon zest and lemon juice. It was so good.
Yeah.
And he threw some like basil on top from like we still had an herb garden
Yum.
at that point. Yeah.
Because I did not want raw veg. Salad was okay, but like charred broccoli would
Yeah.
have been fine. I did not want raw veg for a while, even though it was summer. Unless it was like a green smoothie, I just always loved and craved. I think ever since being pregnant, that's why I've had so many green smoothies because my body loves that. Like pulverized raw veg was fine, but like chomping on it, postpartum, so weird.
No, I would say that's true. That's still like the comfort piece of the veg being cooked. That was real for me too.
Like a roasted veg with olive oil and salt.
Yep. Yeah.
So Kevin we were talking about like what did I do? What were my weird quirks? And this is also a number 2 difference is I just wanted Charlie snuggles.
Oh.
So much. I just wanted Charlie.
He's not super snuggly.
No.
Did he snuggle you?
Sometimes. But like even just like reading a book. Like I wanted Kevin to hold Nora. And like she's definitely a mommy's girl. Like we're very bonded. And I think it was because he was big enough to like show me affection.
Oh.
And that's so hard when the babies can't yet. And you know they love you and they can't even comprehend loving you.
Is?
Yeah, no. You know that they're gonna love you eventually. But Charlie, I was like, wait, you love me and you can snuggle me and you want me to do something and you can use your words to do it. And that was like Kevin put that in the self-care category for me actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Just kind of cute.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, self-care for me, I don't even know
that's why I asked Kevin, and obviously that's not even really self-care. It's just
I
like
should
a
have
nice
asked.
moment.
No, like things that I will say now I know what kinds of clothes I want.
Yes.
I will say like self-care for me, I just need to be more proactive next time, and I need to make sure I have a capsule or wardrobe set up of all of the things, the comfortable clothes. Black was self-care for me because it's slimming
so
when
much
you're
black.
so much black.
Yes.
I'm probably gonna buy,
for me at least.
Oh, I didn't even get that far. I'm probably gonna buy more just black, really nice, like those Kindred Bravely leggings for the next one, because I still wear those, like even not pregnant. They're amazing. But so things like that. And then really nice makeup. And not crazy.
Yeah.
Natural. Like I didn't want anything, but especially when my face was so puffy, like my contour set, like a very light contour, made me feel
I think I need you
like I've done anything.
and the rest of my sisters to teach me how to do that because I think I would love that. I just have never taken the time.
Yeah.
But that's a really because you can't control much at all. You can't even control your hair, as we've talked about.
No, because they'll like it's hard to shower somehow.
Yeah.
Like and it was really so that's one thing where like if we're going out, I can be like, I need 10 minutes. 5 of those minutes are gonna go to makeup.
Yeah.
And I don't like my clothes. I don't like, and I love not wearing makeup. Like I always wear makeup for work because I look like I'm younger than I am, and I but I don't need it to go out in public, but it actually just felt good. The other thing, I just bought perfume. I'm wearing perfume.
Yes.
And that's not something I would recommend in the beginning because
you want your baby
like
to just,
our bodies create more odor for the babies to like get your scent. So I'm not going to mess with that. But right now that's making me feel a little more with it, a little more elevated. Yeah. And on the scent subject, I smelled so bad for months.
It's horrible. Is it horrible? Is it that we smell that? I think it's both. I think you smell worse anyways, and your nose is extra sensitive. So you smell yourself like way more too. It's just like this. What is that? Like biologically? What?
I Googled it and it's like your armpits are right next to your boobs.
So your baby. I'm so sorry, baby.
No, they don't care. Like I don't think they classify it as bad. Like they really don't care. I figured out some of the nursing shirts that I bought that were just cheap, and I just realized I needed something with easy access. I love the design. I just bought them from Amazon, like really. They're polyester and they make me smell after
Yeah.
20 minutes still.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we do a nice bamboo drape?
Yep.
Like, or a nice
Kindred
cotton drape?
Bravely all the way. Just, yeah, nice material. I think that's one of the biggest things because you
Yes.
cannot, things just aren't going to fit the way you want them to fit. So if at least if it has good drape or if it feels really nice on your skin, like that's something you can control. I've not tried the perfume thing yet. I don't think I still feel hormonally off, like to the point where if I don't eat frequently enough, I feel gross. Like I don't think I can do scents yet, which is interesting. I think there's probably something weird in my diet that I need to get figured out. Like by the end of the day, often I feel like kind of nauseous, almost like early pregnancy.
Oh, Callie.
No.
Callie.
I mean, that's, oh my gosh, no.
Oh, here's one thing I want to do next time. I'm bummed I didn't this time. My therapist suggested it. I want to do blood panels.
Yes.
Actually, early on, because I would love data points to figure out what's actually going on in my body, what normative levels are, because around 5 months is when I actually was like, you know what? I think I can solidly rely on my ability to logic my emotions again.
5 months
Like I think
postpartum.
Yeah, which is really recent. Like I think like the mind body connection was at least strong enough where the erratic behavior is almost all gone.
Yeah.
And by erratic behavior, just like I would have moments of complete anger, complete sadness. I'd swing so hard. I'm not used to that. I'm pretty level.
Yeah.
So like I would have a lot of moments where I was like, Kyle, you can't talk to me. No, you didn't do anything. I promise. I don't know why I feel this way. Like
That's
I can't
the worst
even
part.
connect to my brain to figure out what this is, which is I'm always really good at
very
that. Processing is
frightening.
fast for me. So yeah, I'm really curious about actual getting like a blood panel, like checking out my hormones next
You know
time.
what? I need to remember that next time. Charlie doesn't have many meltdowns, but like thinking about a toddler who's dysregulated.
Mm-hmm.
I have been dysregulated quite recently. Like actually, as a grown woman, unable to control some things.
As a grown ass
woman.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so what were some this too shall pass moments for you? I think this is an important one because I bet these things are universal. Almost all of them.
What were some for you? I do have some, but what were some for you?
I think the worst one with Charlie that I didn't know this too shall pass was the bladder stuff. I remember I just peed my pants. And I had no idea it was coming. I came down like in shock and I'm like, Kevin, I just peed my, and I'm like so embarrassed. It was just like horrible. It was just this horrible thing. And that didn't happen with Nora, but I also didn't move as much. Like I was more careful to just be still. So I think the second time that was definitely one of those things with my bladder where I was like, this too shall pass. I mean, I did not say those words, and I'm like, this is normal. But that one is just so, that feels like such a body betrayal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Was peeing myself, swelling.
Oh my God. That just passed for me too, about 5 months, 5+ months.
It's
4.5
everywhere.
months, I bought myself new shoes.
Yeah.
Now, like, I'm still bigger than I was. My feet are still bigger than they were. So I'm glad that I have new shoes. But they've still shrunk in the last month somehow.
Yeah. And even like my thighs, like I didn't puff up as much as you did, but it was still enough where like I just feel big everywhere. And that's just doesn't feel like myself. And it's just, ugh. Just pain.
Pain?
So, yeah. As like a this too shall pass. Just like pain in general.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a really fast transition. I was like, wait,
yeah.
the puffiness is a pain or?
No, just pain. It's just really real and really hard. Like nipple pain, vaginal pain.
Okay, when did the nipple pain feel better for you nursing?
Like, I mean, I am going to sound really discouraging because I have a hard time with latch. Horribly painful for 2 to 3 weeks for me. like horribly painful. I would say excruciating the first like 2. By the end of the 3rd week, it was better, but like I still have pain frequently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you go to a lactation consultant?
Yep.
What do they say?
I went with Charlie. I didn't with Nora. With Charlie, we had to do a nipple shield for a while, and then we got off the nipple shield. I mean, it was just a lot of layers. With Nora, they did look in the hospital and was like, yeah, the latch looks good. And I've done some reading on it and tried to fix it, and nothing has really stuck. But I don't know if that's because I'm impatient and I don't follow through with trying to fix position stuff. But yeah, and it doesn't like hurt every time, but yeah, like you're such an easy nurser. I kind of have to lean forward to make the latch feel okay, which is also why I'm trying to work out more because I have terrible form like all the time.
Yeah.
So nursing is not my friend. I'm so glad I can do it. Like it is a sacrifice I'm like truly happy to make.
Yeah.
But it's just really hard for me.
I will love when I don't have to feed him every 2 hours, but I'll also be so sad. I love breastfeeding actually. And I will say it was my boobs just hurt constantly, whether he was nursing or not.
Like your boob or your nipple?
My nipples were so tender and it was so hard for a solid 6 weeks. And I wore silverettes for that whole time. Mm-hmm. As literally as shields. Like I remember I wore them to one of the lactation consultants appointments. She's like, you don't really have any real damage on your nipples. You don't need those. And I was like, well, listen, lady, don't tell me what I need and I don't need. I want armor on my nipples because when I take them off, the air hits them and I don't like it. Like I get off my case.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 6 weeks to 2 months where I was like, oh, this actually is not a problem. It's not always comfortable, but it's not a problem. And now I'm like, my letdown is more uncomfortable than nursing. Huh. And he's easy, Kieran. He'll just like find him anywhere.
The fact that you can like do it sleeping, I'm like, it blows my mind.
Well, I mean, I wake up enough to help him. Yeah. And I make sure he's comfy and I don't do it while I'm sleeping.
But
it's an easy rhythm and I'm laying on my side and
Yeah. That's wild to me. Weepiness. I don't like to cry. So like when the tears just come out of my eyes, it's like almost as bad as peeing. Not really, but I'm like, really? Like why are the tears just coming out? Like, and they did for me with both kids.
Like how?
With Charlie, I remember walking into the house and just like total sob fest of like, we now live in this house with our baby. I think that's as deep as it went. I don't even think it was like, look at this little life we created. It was like, there's 3 of us now. And that was enough. I'm like sobbing.
Incredible.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a big one for me. This too shall pass. I think I'd like to revel a little more in all the feelings because now that I know that they're coming, I want to accept them more and invite them in next time. I have
continued to just ever since Charlie been more of a crier. I mean, I'm by no means a crier, but like I will get teary-eyed now.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
And I am so thankful for it because I was such an ice queen in high school that I was like, am I broken? No, I'm not gonna cry. Especially like in a movie. Heck no. Like it took so much to cry. So I'm actually grateful that that's kind of stuck around. But the weepiness is different. There's like tearing up and there's weeping.
But even that, because I'm not a crier either. Mm-hmm. Like I don't process emotions that way. Or when I do, it's not usually helpful. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not productive for me generally. I don't know. But I think any kind of outlet in postpartum was more helpful than not.
Having feelings, letting them out.
Yeah, and I think it feels like forever when you've been 2 months in a body that's healing and huge and different and there's seemingly no purpose anymore because you're not even growing a human. It's like you did the thing. So like when
Yeah.
you're large and in charge and you're growing the human, I think it's like, oh, cool, my body's doing all this great
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
But then as soon as it's healing, it's just like, it's just a big bummer. So
Yeah.
just remembering
It
that
is
6 months is not that long.
Yeah, postpartum is just a big bummer in a lot of ways.
Such a bummer.
And it's an important bummer. It's sort of like Lent. Like I'm kind of into Lent this year for the first time, like we were talking about the other day. Postpartum is a little bit like that. Just
Yeah, but you opt into Lent.
Yeah, that's true.
So
hopefully you also opted into postpartum, but not for all
Did
of
you?
us. I did
so
it the
for
first
me,
time.
I'm still kind of like, yeah, we opted into having this baby, but
I
I'm still not opting
opted
into postpartum.
Yeah, no, that's so true. And people don't know. When you have a belly, people know. That's a big thing for me. And I don't know if it would be as much for you because you don't care as much about what people think. But for me, I'm like, when I'm huge and pregnant, people are so nice to you. You know, I'm thinking about like,
Yes.
even at my work, they're like, sit down, have a chair.
Yes.
Postpartum is so much harder. Like, that's when I need a chair. Like, my feet hurt, big deal. Yeah, I'm exhausted when I'm huge, but you're excited. Like, there's anticipation. You're feeling beautiful because you're growing a baby, even if you're a whale. Like, it's just.
Postpartum, it's just like, yeah, I'm kind of sad because mostly when I'm happy and good right now, it's because I have a massive dopamine hit in my brain from my baby smiling at me.
Thank God. The best thing that happened all day.
Literally.
And it takes a long time for them to do that.
Yeah.
They're like smiling in their sleep is like a reflex, and you're like, they were dreaming about me. Please tell me they were dreaming about me.
I never thought that.
Oh, really? Like, please, it's all for something. It was me. You saw my face and your little. It was kind of like a smile.
They literally can't even see your face at that point.
Shut up.
Unless you're right next to them.
Oh my God, that was like Nick. Hannah and Nick were visiting after Charlie. And like we were like, oh look, he sees your face and he's tracking you or something. And Nick was like, you know they can't look away, right? Like their eyes get stuck and that's why they look at you. Or something like that. I can't remember the explanation. I think we looked it up. Whatever he said, I don't think it was exactly that, but it was something like just as devastating. And we were all like, you asshole, like, including Hannah. We're like, why would you say that? So funny.
Oh,
so
that's
funny.
Really good.
There's so much this too shall pass. But also it feels hard in the moment because it is hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
To also be forming a new identity. I mean, I don't even think we can speak to that right now because that's just like the whole rest of your life as a mom.
Yeah, that's just even too major for me to put words.
Yeah, I can't. I'm incapable right now.
And I don't know if you ever do get over that because there's so many phases. Yeah. Like the phases just keep coming. So then you're just like in this state of shock the whole time.
Can I tell you? So in the professional world, we just talk about imposter syndrome all the time. I feel like it's just like so buzzy the last 5 years, maybe. And I get a lot of that in the tech space and also as a salesperson in tech. I think I just get targeted too, like on social. I've gotten a certain amount of outreach on LinkedIn from people being like, battle imposter syndrome for women in tech. And so anyways, I think that that's a real thing. I'm not trying to minimize it. That's not why I'm bringing it up. I'm curious to see how imposter syndrome plays out for me in the future. But I'm like, oh my God, imposter syndrome is solely related to you and your choices and how you choose to show up and how you choose to manage your brain. That's got nothing on forming new identities, recycling old identities, figuring out as a mom, like, oh, get out of here. How do we have time to talk about all this shit when like, and again, I think it's really valuable to listen. Like I absolutely was kind of participating more in that conversation and those thought processes prior to having a baby. But now I'm just like, cool.
The perspective shift is so stark.
Yes.
I mean, the amount that I didn't give a shit after having a baby was actually incredible and empowering because no, that is not going to take my focus right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's the dumbest thing for me to worry about.
That's an inside thought, Kelly.
Is it? I probably said it out loud. As we know, that we forgot to address that little part of my postpartum. Was I as bad this time around? I don't think I was.
Your truth saying?
Yeah. Or has it just never stopped?
No, it never stopped.
Oh, okay. So was it when
I
was
think we've just.
So like, was it postpartum or was it when I got pregnant?
It was when you got pregnant the first time.
Sorry,
you became
everybody.
a truth sayer. You just lost your filter. I think it's been good for everyone. Really.
I hope so. Sorry if you're somebody that it hasn't been.
Do you have imposter syndrome as a mom? Because I feel like for me, it's the opposite of imposter syndrome.
Yeah, no, I feel pretty empowered. I mean, I have moments.
So real.
I have moments of imposter syndrome for sure. Like when I realize that I usually try to do my research on things. Mm-hmm. And I think it's when I trust my gut and I just like don't research something. And then someone is like, hey, when are they supposed to blah, blah, blah. Or like, oh, why are you doing that? Not even in like a judging way, just like a truly, oh, why are you doing that? You know, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know. I just did it. Like, and then I'll start to kind of spiral sometimes and be like, oh God, like I forgot to research that thing and like blah, blah.
But is that imposter syndrome?
I don't think so. Yeah, I guess not. Cause I often think it's just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes have imposter syndrome about my future mothering self. Like when the kids are older, I think I have like this feeling of, am I going to be good enough for this developing? Like I'm really scared of the middle school teen years. Obviously, I feel like everybody's scared of that time, which is funny because that's my favorite age group to teach. Mm-hmm. But with my own kids, I'm pretty scared of screwing that up. Maybe because I teach other ones. I see what they can do. So I think I have like some anxiety about that, but I'm not there, so I don't know if it counts.
But anxiety is different than
straight up imposter syndrome.
Feeling like an imposter.
Yeah.
No, I don't have it at all so far parenting. And it is different than anxiety or guilt even. We were on your future anxieties. We were driving the other day and passed this group of like 5 middle school age little shithead boys just being dumb on the side of the street. And also being perfectly like developmentally appropriate for their age, but also just like they looked kind of just like little turds. I'm not gonna lie. Like and they weren't like a cute. Yeah, it wasn't like a cute thing. And I didn't say anything. We were listening to music in the car. And Kyle just looks over at me and he's like, this was probably 3 blocks after we had passed them. He was like, don't worry. That's
good job, Kyle.
Yeah, that's not going to be Kieran. Like, we didn't even say anything. I didn't even know if he had seen them. We both had clearly seen them. He was like, don't worry, Kieran's not going to be like that.
Or you know what? Even if he is, you won't know till later. So that's probably the best thing about it. So yeah. Good. Yeah. Sometimes that is probably why I have more anxiety about that, is because I see it every day and I'm like, oh, how?
But in postpartum land, they're just so freaking cute. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. And sometimes they're not, and that's okay.
No, baby K is always cute.
Mine are not always cute. I think Nora has almost always been cute.
When was Charlie not cute? Oh, wait. I forgot about his newborn days.
Yeah. He's like,
but he was
the cutest toddler ever now. Oh, yeah.
No, but as a baby, he just had certain facial expressions that could be caught on camera. But that's not what he looked like in person.
Are you sure? I think we all had rose-colored glasses. I look back through pictures.
You think so?
Oh, he wanted to because I was trying to convince him that he was a baby.
Well, you and Kevin
the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he couldn't comprehend that he was a baby, whatever. So Nora had gone to bed. Kevin was at rehearsal. I'm like, perfect excuse for me to get out my device and we're gonna look at pictures of you as a baby because I need a break. I'm flipping through these albums. I'm like, oh.
Okay.
And we
but
all thought
listen.
he was this like beautiful.
He was. No, Mom. Okay, look at the pictures that Kim took because he's a little angel baby.
That's
and
true.
At very different phases. Your husband is like he's gifted, and he's always in hot pursuit of the most
The worst pictures.
horrific photos he can take of his children.
And then he sends them out.
No, he loves to. Yes.
When Charlie was born, he sent his
I know, the
gargoyle
alien one.
picture
Yeah.
to the whole staff.
No, I know. We don't know why he's like this, but it's a special skill he has.
It's the most mortifying moment of my life. Not really, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
It's such a terrible picture. If you join our Patreon, we'll show you the picture.
Oh, yes. Yes. Wait.
Exclusive group. No, seriously, I don't know how he does it, but we didn't even talk about sex postpartum.
Should we
Maybe
make that like an episode?
Maybe that's 2.
Because I think that's a really important thing that we need to talk about.
Yeah, it'll probably come up a lot because I need to find a pelvic floor therapist.
I need to go back. Yeah. It's uncomfortable though. You just lay there for a long time with their fingers just in there.
Yeah, this is why I haven't found one yet. Yep. So thank you for that reminder.
Yep, you should go do it.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do a part 2 because there were some things that we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about the things that actually did change on our bodies. We just talked about the emotions. So there are a few.
We can get more physical with the next one.
Let's get physical.
Yep.
Such as like, I might get a boob job someday. Actually, not for the rest of the world. So anyways, a little cliffhanger. We're going to talk about boobs and holes tomorrow. Next time.
Really?
Next episode. What?
I don't know. Swass was crude.
What's wrong with boobs and holes?
Holes. Boobs is fine. Holes.
Yeah, because that's what's affected by your pelvic floor issues.
Yeah. How about boobs and orifices?
Oh my God, so much worse. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with you?
Me for swass. Okay, I'm gonna go put my baby to bed.
Great. Thanks for being here.
You too. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
You've been listening to The Real Mom Hub. Our music is by Naomi O'Leary. You can find us on social at The Real Mom Hub. We're not the authority or even very educated on the medical issues discussed. Do your own research, talk to an expert, make your own decisions, and call us if you learn anything new.
If you like what you hear, follow us on Instagram, or better yet, subscribe to our newsletter. If you don't, that's fine. We can all move on. Our purpose here is community, so if we've resonated with you, tell a friend.
Thanks for listening.